Olá pessoal, tudo bem com vocês? Aqui quem fala é o Dante, você está no canal DVCs. E hoje, cara, vamos continuar a nossa série de Tales of Arise. Agora que acabamos de enfrentar uma boss battle aqui, né, com uma das conhecidas ali do nosso querido do Halen. E já sabemos que elas estão sendo controlados, né? Por agora, por aquela mulher de vermelho, que ainda não sabemos nada. Vamos seguir em frente, vamos ter mais respostas nesse episódio, provavelmente. Antes de qualquer coisa, agradecendo a confiança e pedindo a você que deixe aquele joinha logo no início do vídeo. É muito importante, cara, que você clique no gostei para apoiar o canal, beleza? Muito importante mesmo. Se inscreva e ative o sininho, dessa maneira você não vai perder nem o conteúdo novo que eu lanço aqui no canal. E se você tem condições e pode ajudar, se torne um membro assim como essa galera aqui do lado, ou então utilize a nova ferramenta do YouTube chamada de Valeu demais, que assim você pode ajudar o canal a se manter sempre na ativa aí, beleza? Então, let's go, bora! E se é novo por aqui, seja muito bem-vindo à comunidade de quem curte um bom RPG, para quem curte uma boa historinha. Ele tá andando sozinho, tá?
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Da minha volta faltou uma falinha ali, pô. Tem uma falinha ali que não foi vista. Visões.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
Certo? Cara, deixa eu mexer alguma coisa aqui. Cara, já faz tanto tempo do jogo, mas ainda...
Take this!
First aid!
You're mine!
There!
Demon Fang!
Certo. Já tô mexendo em coisa numa hora dessa, né? Deixa eu ver a equipe aqui como é que tá. Vamos botar esse aqui. Recuperei os HPs.
Soon I have to be ready to face anything.
Bora, meu querido. Eu jurei salvar Shone e todos os de Dana. Nada que eu ficar sabendo agora vai mudar essa decisão. Bora! Dá uma olhadinha pros lados. E transferir. Sem perda de tempo, meus queridos. Só vai.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Ele tá indo automático, então tá deixando eu...
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
Zona Proibida.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Certo. Olha aquela olhadinha marota antes, né? Acho que eu não consigo ir pra lá. Consigo. Só usar as pernas. Usar as pernas, meus queridos. É lógico que eu vou olhar em cada canto pra ver se não tem item, né? Umas plantinhas ali, ó. Estão criando erva aqui, hein? Coisa feia, hein?
I think I can make this work.
Vai aparecer o Lavos ali. Quem pegou a referência aí?
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign!
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Eu não sabia disso, rapaz.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105.
Voran.
Ethnicity, NA. Unique Adjustment Index Generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
Não pode ser.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Ah, eu acho que já sei o que é, hein?
Victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been divided
Uma seleção.
for a purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
Não, 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 não.
So this is where Alphen became the sovereign.
Dá pra mexer em tudo.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Certo, temos algumas coisas para ler aqui. Selecione um tema para obter informações. Núcleos mestres. Núcleos mestres são instrumentos de poder que contêm energia astral pertencentes a um dos 6 elementos. 5 núcleos mestres, os da terra, água, fogo, vento e luz, são emprestados aos lordes renanos durante o torneio da sucessão. Apenas o núcleo mestre das trevas é mantido na Zona Proibida até a alma de Rena ser totalmente restaurada. Sua existência é mantida em segredo. Sob a camada esférica externa dos núcleos mestres, encontra-se um cristal de campo de força usado para conter e estabilizar a energia astral. Dentro do campo de força, a energia astral é mantida em um estado dormente. Durante seus mandatos, os Lords participam do torneio de sucessão para acumular o tipo de energia astral que lhe foi atribuído. Em caso de emergência, os Lords podem usar a energia astral de seus próprios estoques. No entanto, a quantidade acessada é determinada com base na força do indivíduo. Adendo 1. Foram identificadas falhas de design na forma em que a alma de Rena se materializa. Núcleos mestres ativos podem entrar em ressonância com outros núcleos mestres próximos, e essa interferência pode causar instabilidade. Devido à regeneração da alma de Rena, núcleos mestres não serão mais usados, e o torneio de sucessão será interrompido permanentemente. Selecione um tema, núcleos espirituais. São terminais finais usados para coletar energia astral. Ao serem enxertados em uma cobaia biológica, estabelece conexões com o corpo da cobaia. Essas conexões são usadas para acumular energia astral, gerada a partir das atividades físicas, para então ser emitida do corpo do hospedeiro. Como a energia emitida é propensa à difusão, o hospedeiro precisa estar ao alcance do receptáculo espiritual para que a energia seja coletada. Isso significa que danianos precisam ser usados para coletar energia astral para o torneio de sucessão. Por serem difíceis de produzir, aconselha-se que núcleos espirituais sejam extirpados do corpo de hospedeiros para posterior reaproveitamento. Núcleos espirituais também podem ser enxertados em Zelgas para controlá-los com áreas astrais. Excesso de carga física sobre o corpo do hospedeiro tende a gerar um aumento nas emissões de energia astral. Não se confirmou o equilíbrio ideal entre a carga de trabalho imposta sobre o hospedeiro e a produção de energia astral não letal. Aqui deu. Tem mais aqui alguns. Lords. A cada torneio de sucessão, 5 dos membros mais qualificados de reino atuam como Lords, com o objetivo de tornar-se o próximo soberano. Durante o mandato, recebem nível 3 de autoridade, além de controle de um dos 5 reinos elementais e o núcleo mestre correspondente. Eles também recebem um brasão de D, que indica o elemento designado. O processo de seleção se baseia exclusivamente no domínio astral e na aptidão física e mental. Outras variáveis, como idade, não têm influência. Como apenas os mais poderosos tornam-se Lords, a posição em si não os torna mais fortes. Porém, convém notar que os Lords não são os únicos indivíduos capazes de extrair os poderes dos núcleos mestres. É obrigatório os renanos participarem do processo de seleção e aceitar a posição. Um indivíduo aprovado não tem permissão para recusar o título. Ademais, em caso de incapacitação do Lorde atuante e impossibilidade de servir em sua posição, um substituto será providenciado tempestivamente. Relatório de cobaia com índice de ajuste único. Segue um relatório sobre o segundo caso bem-sucedido de experimentos em uma cobaia na posição de soberano. O Voran. Embora represente alto potencial, a cobaia exibe instabilidade mental significativa com forte oposição a obedecer ordens. Assim sendo, apresenta riscos maiores que os da última cobaia bem-sucedida. Em última instância, é um fracasso e está cotada para descarte. Foi o primeiro caso bem-sucedido em 300 anos. Fatores de risco já mencionados foram mitigados com os protocolos de controle. A cobaia será avaliada sob a premissa de que o plano 2 terá prosseguimento e será enviada a Dana, sob o pretexto de ser um Lorde. Eita. Vamos ver essas informações em todas aqui, que nós somos bravos. Máscara sedativa. Dispositivo que cobre totalmente o rosto do usuário, restringindo atividades mentais, desenvolvido para pacificar prisioneiros. Já se conhecem aplicações médicas para ela, sendo o exemplo principal impedir que pacientes sofram de traumas mentais. No entanto, não se recomenda essa prática, pois o uso prolongado traz o risco de causar vários efeitos colaterais adversos. Devido à perda de instalações de produção, resultados da destruição parcial de Legendas, não foram criados dispositivos adicionais. Selecione um relatório de lavagem cerebral. Após o relatório de um novo formato robusto de governo emergindo no reino de água de Dana, foi encomendado um estudo para investigar o assunto. Esse sistema único ao elevar não apenas o Lorde como autoridade suprema, como ao relegar renanos e danianos à escravidão. A cobaia 10-105 atua como Lorde que governa o reino e alcançou o posto sem usar drogas, superpoderes nem dispositivos especiais. Ele conquistou tudo com governança. Observada a eficácia do método do controle populacional, a situação continuará sendo monitorada. O colapso das faculdades cognitivas resultante da repressão mental baseado em medo e violência são a chave desse estilo de reinado. Após perder a autonomia, cobaias perdem também a sensibilidade ao medo e, subsequentemente, param de priorizar até mesmo a própria segurança. Embora esse estado seja inadequado em oficiais de comando, continua sendo eficaz para cultivar soldados de infantaria e escravos descartáveis. Como teste, soldados em Legendas que passaram por esse tratamento protegerão setores restritos. Os resultados serão monitorados. Beleza, faltam mais duas só. Legendas. Conversor de energia astral enorme, cuja principal função é converter a composição elemental da energia astral de Dana e transmiti-la para Rena. Ativa-se e controla-se a conversão da energia astral ao colocar o soberano, a donzela e a alma de Rena no núcleo central de Legendas. É composta de áreas residenciais de funcionários restritos, essenciais ao redor de uma grande conduíte com uma camada defensiva ao redor. A camada externa é a instalação na ativação, desbloqueando o conduíte central e servindo de mecanismo estabilizador. Devido ao design, prevê-se que a instalação de camada externa cause danos a áreas residenciais. Mas isso que só ocorre no final da cerimônia de canalização do espírito, não precisa planos de contingência para lidar com os danos. Até determinada fase, Legendas serve de base central de operações para o gerenciamento e execução do torneio de sucessão em Dana. Funcionários com nível de autoridade menor que 4 não podem entrar na área restrita e fiquem sujeitos à execução sumária no caso de descumprimento. Caramba! Enorme receptáculo espiritual situado em Dana para a cerimônia de canalização do espírito. Serve como a ponta do conduíte de Legendas de onde provém. Ao pousar em Dana, estende 2 conjuntos de caminhos condutivos. Os caminhos verticais se conectam ao centro de Dana. Caminhos horizontais circundam a superfície de Dana por completo. Após ativado, se vincula aos receptáculos espirituais biológicos de cada reino, colhendo em massa a energia astral do planeta. A energia acumulada é então transmitida à Rena através de Legendas. Como são feitos ajustes a construções na área regulada da Zona Proibida, a camada externa de Legendas deve ser instalada antes do lançamento. Planejado para funcionar de modo semi-autônomo, apenas funcionários de manutenção podem interagir com ele, somente quando necessário. Não são necessários outros funcionários para que ele funcione. O coletor removível 1 em Dana foi perdido, ele explodiu por conta do rompante exibido pelo soberano. O local de pouso de coletor removível 2 será o mesmo do modelo anterior, em que se deve à explosão do modelo anterior que alterou a topografia planetária, a fim de facilitar a conexão com o centro de Dana. Aqui deu, sabemos um pouco mais sobre essa questão aí, o que é Legendas, né? E aqui é o principal, o soberano. Soberano é o dispositivo de controle central de Legendas na cerimônia de canalização do espírito. Recebe nível 2 de autoridade e brasão de D. Uma cobaia daniana serve como base de criação. Teoricamente, candidatos ideais têm afinidade com todos os elementos astrais. Porém, essa aptidão é raríssima em condições naturais do mundo real. Por isso, a maioria das cobaias morre durante o período de ajuste. E a estabilidade ainda não é garantida para os que sobrevivem. Essa instabilidade e os poderes de manipulação astral do soberano representam um alto risco à segurança de Legendas se forem ignorados. É preciso implementar medidas estabilizadoras por um mecanismo de suporte a utilizar o soberano durante a cerimônia de canalização do espírito. Ainda não foram encontrados métodos alternativos eficazes para realizar a cerimônia. Testes em cobaias danianas continuam autorizados. Ajustes à unidade 2 foram bem sucedidos. Ajustes subsequentes estão suspensos até que uma observação extensiva seja realizada. Aqui a donzela. A donzela é um mecanismo de suporte para o soberano. Na cerimônia de canalização do espírito, recebe nível 2 de autoridade e brasão de D. Uma cobaia renana fornece energia astral das trevas ao soberano, energia que falta a ele e é complementar à alma de Rena. Durante a cerimônia, a cobaia é parcialmente responsável pela conversão de energia astral e por manter a estabilidade dos poderes do soberano. Além disso, observou-se que o nível de intimidade entre a cobaia e o soberano causa impactos positivos no nível de estabilidade de ambos. Por esse motivo, é expressamente proibido fazer teste de ativação do soberano sem a presença da donzela. Ademais, o soberano e a donzela não podem receber informações detalhadas sobre o plano de canalização do espírito. Determinou-se que a estabilidade mental da donzela foi a causa dos rompantes do soberano. É preciso pensar em contramedidas. Em conformidade com os ajustes do plano, a cobaia atual terá seu registro de donzela revogado e será devolvida a seu local de origem. É isso aí. Vimos tudo. Tudo. Não deixamos nada para trás. Agora porrada. Quero porrada. Tem mais coisa aqui, rapaz. Aê! Falando a minha língua agora. O que? Itens pra nós. Poção de vida. Boa, querido. Opa. Ninguém encostou nesse quarto durante 3 séculos. Parece que o tempo parou aqui. Lá tem mais uma sala grande. Aqui. Majin Buu. Mais textos, Majin Buu. Que alegria. Um aviso. Esta área será desativada. O projeto prosseguirá para a fase final. Você vê muitos números. Parece registro de alinhamento entre a essência de Legendas e cobaias. Continuando. É um equipamento para monitorar cobaias. Provavelmente também tinha um mecanismo de descarte das falhas. Vamos seguindo aqui pra cima. Seria mais uma controle mental. Tome muito cuidado com isso.
Naori,
Don't talk.
Peladão, rapaz.
I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lennigus will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try.
10% aí, ó. Fala isso pra Dilma que a Dilma entende de porcentagem.
Please, live for...
Adeus. Alfred, 10% de chance, Alfred. Ele peladão ali.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lennigus.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lennigus crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Bora. Next level, vambora, vamos ver. Nenhuma porradinha, né? Nenhuma lutinha, cara. Triste Games. É aqui, hein? Manda, manda, só manda. Manda. Ah, nada ainda, cara. Triste Games. Guloseima pesada. Nada? Peraí, vamos usar aqui um itemzinho aqui. Itens... Aí, ó. Erva que aumenta muito o máximo de pontos de vida quando usada. Vambora. Que precisa de aumentar a life? Rinwell. Shone. Lau. Acabou. Aumenta muito o ataque. Alfen. Allen. Muita defesa. Lau, né? O Rinwell. Alecrim aumenta muito o ataque elemental. Defesa elemental. Vamos equilibrar as coisas aí, né? Perfuração. Quem tem mais perfuração aí? Vamos equilibrando, né? Aí, eu usei uns itenzinhos aí. Posso ficar guardando esses itens e não usar nunca, né? Vamos continuando aqui. Nossa, parece o espigão.
We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
Brancão.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danan voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony.
E o cabelo dela mudou.
Ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with
Tá meio rosa ainda assim.
abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Ela não tá mais com cabelo rosa, cara.
To neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renin lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
Valeu, Diego.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself, and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Rolação, hein? Aqui, emblema obtido. Shione, a última donzela. Mais BA máximo. Sodei Artales. Espada dada ao soberano escolhido, extraindo todo o poder latente para realizar a cerimônia de canalização do espírito. Gan Artales. Vestimenta cerimonial dada ao soberano escolhido, conferindo a resistência para suportar o poder imenso da cerimônia de canalização do espírito. Lazefiarques. Vestimenta cerimonial dada à donzela escolhida, capaz de interferir com a energia astral, contém o poder soberano. Uma mulher sem muralhas. Meu Deus!
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renins and Danins.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renins from the Danins, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way. showing us what we can aspire to.
Deu? Aparentemente sim. O pedestal que sustentou a alma de Ren há 3 séculos hoje não parece ter poder algum. Tem 2 portas. Vamos pra cá que nós vai. Estamos com uma roupa nova. Deixa eu ver esse equipamento aqui. Soldei Artales. É mais fraca. Ah, essa aqui é mais fraca, Glad, ó. Essa aqui é bem mais forte. De bateria de controle baixo. Não, não falei uma coisa desta. Mas eu carrego, rapaz. Só vamos pra pancadaria, cara. Vamos só pra pancadaria. Vamos só pra porrada, por favor. Tri-ti-ti. Tem nada pra recuperar life?
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
Tem um local aqui para recuperar. Mas vamos salvar o jogo, né? Eles são brabo. Mudou a foto ali pelo que eu vi. Aqui a fotinho mudou aqui, ó. Só vai.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
But I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
48, hein?
Particularly confident.
It's no use, Alchemy. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point.
Nossa.
Stop that before this gets out of hand.
Tem life pra caramba esses bichos, hein? Foca em uma só.
Sorry to come.
You do the same for me. I'll be saving this one. There, got Dragon Swarm! Mega Ray! Annihilation! Mega Ray!
Dale. Elas nem se mexem, nem sentem o golpe.
No further.
Rain down!
Try harder. My turn.
Benediction light.
Destruction.
Vamos ver, ela tá quase.
Too much to handle? Freeze Lancer! Came between heaven and earth.
Tem que focar em um só e deu. Deixa eu curar ali o Hallen.
So you clamor for my true power?
Where are you going? Astral energy! Need to pull myself together.
Nossa, que avacalhação, hein? Do nada eles dão um golpe que me matam na hora. Ah, tá. Alguém me cura, por favor? Ninguém vai me curar, é isso mesmo? Caramba, hein?
Not today.
Radiant Pierce!
Can't get out of this!
Dragon
Radiant
Swarm.
Storm! Close field!
Benediction light.
Dragon Swarm.
Light Astral Energy! Raging heavy getting...
Dragon Swarm.
Denied!
Everlasting
Try harder.
Dance in the wind!
No,
Only
can't.
getting started! Please now!
Negative
Let's
gain.
help!
Win.
Glacier Spear! Pierce evil!
Try harder.
Radiant
Dragon
Storm!
Swarm.
More with that here!
execution!
Tunnel! Magic Assam!
Dragon Swarm.
Vaza, vaza, vaza. Dale,
Lightning Orb!
dale,
Lightning Condensed! Thunderfly!
dale.
Bring you down! A wailing sea of light!
Dale de novo.
Radiant Pierce! Dragon Swarm! I'll be saving this one! Negative gate!
Dragon Swarm.
A whirling struggle!
Dragon Swarm.
Air pressure! Field! Lunar corruption!
Dragon Swarm.
Nothing gets by me! Arctic waterfall! Searing flame!
Ignite.
Radiant light!
Tome.
Of regeneration!
Dale. Ah, tá apertando o esquiva aí, pô.
Chocolate Flash. Try harder. Dragon Swarm. Dragon Swarm.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Dale. Mulher de vermelho. Eita, levei uma ali, hein? Vou dar uma gominha de uva aqui. Dale. Dale.
Dragon Swarm.
Dale.
Dragon Swarm.
Ready to go!
Try harder.
Stalagmite! Elusive deity!
Try harder. My turn.
Even wider!
The flames will roar!
Dragon Swarm.
Elusive deity!
Dale.
Today.
Annihilation!
Dragon
Lightning Orb!
Dale.
Where would that came from? Blah, 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 that's
Blá, blá, blá. Magic.
now.
Benediction
I'll be
light!
saving this one!
Here. Dazzle.
Lunar corruption! Where would that came from? By the power of water!
Só bate.
In a bind!
33 mil de life ainda. Blá, blá, blá. Magic.
I'm nearly done for!
Tô quase acabado aí. Deixa eles me curar, né?
Here's the evil!
Cura aí, me cura. Esto. Boa.
Dragon Swarm.
The wailing banshee of lightning!
Valeu. Ah, pai, filho da mãe. Vai, 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 vai. Fica dando o Hadouken aí. Eita. Beleza, acabou o espaço no HD pra gravar. Pera aí. Por aí, por aí, por aí. Essa tá revivendo ali. Faz uma gominha de uva aí, vai. Acabar com esse bicho, vamos. Como é que tá aí a situação? A gente foca em todo mundo mesmo. Ele tá quase indo pro saco. Pera aí, vamos fazer o seguinte aqui. Edita. Vamos... Nossa, ela ainda tá caída. Revive ela aí rapidinho. Vamos trocar aqui um pouquinho a equipe. Sai um pouquinho. Sai um pouquinho. Não, eu posso tirar os dois curandeiros, né? Blá, blá, blá. Magic. Dali. Nossa. Já era.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alvin!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place?
Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boran was kidnapped just like Alfin? But then he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renan and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Dana are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
Too late. Can't stay here.
We need to go. Outfit!
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What, those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renis Alma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
Certo, caras. 16 mil de experiência. Caramba.
Seem to care not one whit about Renan's or...
Experienciazinha boa até. Caras, mas eu vou fazer o seguinte, nós vamos terminar esse episódio por aqui. Queria agradecer a todos pela presença, obrigado pela companhia. Caras, cada vez mais mistérios, alguns resolvidos, outros não. Vocês acham que realmente o Volron morreu ali? É ruim, hein? Então, caras, vou nessa, valeu, não esqueça do gostinha e até o próximo episódio de Tales of Arise. Falou!